move on. And does he want to remove some of the holiness that was in the Beis Hamikdash before he goes home? Is that why he's immersing? The answer is no. Sukkot is the anniversary of, or the celebration of, two kinds of huts. One is like the hut you see behind me that the Jews lived in the 40 years in the Midbar, and the other was called the Ananei Kavod, the clouds of glory. Clouds of glory was God's moving hut that surrounded the Jews on all sides, smoothed out the road for them, air conditioned the environment in the desert. Their clothes didn't wear out. There was a dry cleaner for them. They had food underneath it. They had water underneath it. And it was a protection. As long as they had it, it was a protection. But the clouds of glory disappeared after the sin of the golden calf. And then the Jews were exposed and in a much more weakened position. And what happened? Moshe went back up to Sinai. He was there for another 40 days, the third 40 days, right? And when he came down with a second set of tablets and an indication that our tshuva, our desire to straighten our path, had been accepted by God. And what day was this? This day was the 10th day of Tishrei, Yom Kippur, a day of mercy, a day of rachamim, a day of acceptance of our regrets for the golden calf and our determination to move on. A day that not only did we understand our regrets were accepted, but we understood something else, that acceptance is not just a whew, let's move on, we dodged the bullet. No, acceptance was a new opportunity to invigorate our commitment to God. How did we do it? It was the day that we began to build the Beis Hamikdash, to build the Mishkan in the desert, the home for, really the home for God, so to speak, or the meeting place for God with Moshe and the Jewish people. And we did it with such a zealous desire that in 2 days, all of the materials, the gold, the silver, the fabrics, everything you can imagine, was donated by the people, anxious to say, we are back. We not only are we back, but we're back with more vigor, more commitment than we left. And we appreciate getting this chance. During this time, there was a 5-day period where they prepared themselves and then began to build the Mishkan. And it's as though a God in heaven looked and said, my children are building a home for me. They're back. I've given them a second chance, and they've grabbed it, and they're running with it. They're making the most of it. And they're making it clear that whatever they can give to it, they will give to it. And I'm giving back them the clouds of protection, the Ananei Kavod. And on the 5th day, the 15th day of the month, 5 days after Yom Kippur, the Ananei Kavod came back, and this is actually, according to the Vilna Gaon and others, why we celebrate Sukkot, which actually went on all year long, living in Sukkot, why we celebrate Sukkot on this day, on the 15th day of Tishrei. There's more. And this comes back to the question of the Kohen Gadol. What was he doing, immersing himself before he went home? What did he bring, what quality did he bring into the world during the both solemn and exciting Yom Kippur? The quality he brought in is in the prayer we repeat over and over and over. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. A king rules justly. A father doesn't rule justly. He rules with kindness. He rules with mercy, with rachamim. And this is in fact the quality of Yom Kippur. And the Kohen Gadol is the conductor of the orchestra on this day. And the tune he's playing is Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. And he is bringing it down, God's mercy into this world. Right? He's saying, yes, you sinned with the golden calf, but I'm going to rule mercifully and say, you want another chance? You have another chance. And this was a day for the whole world to bring mercy into the world. Now, here's the question. What was he doing on the last immersion? And this is very important to understand as you go into your sukkah. We could go into our sukkah saying, yes, we won the case in court. You know, it's great. We dodged the bullet. Everything's good. Let's say l'chaim. And we should. There's nothing wrong with it. But beyond that, we should say, I have a holiness that is beyond the Beis HaMikdash, that was brought into this world on Yom Kippur. And now the question is, what will I do? It's not my holiness. It's the holiness of God. It's the mercy of God brought into this world. So the question is now, as Yom Kippur is ending and Sukkot is beginning, what do I do with God's rachamim, with God's mercy that surrounded us and came to us on Yom Kippur? Not just for, letting us off the hook. Not at all. It's a statement that this is something that belongs in the world, and I'm giving it to my children, that they should use it properly. And Sukkot, when the Ananei HaKavod, the clouds of glory returned, on Sukkot is a moment in the middle of all our joy to remember that we have new mercy, fresh mercy, delivery of fresh mercy, of God's mercy in this world. Let's use it properly. Make this Sukkot a time of joy and a time of mercy. Hag Sameach. I'll see you, well, in your case, 2 days. In my case, we go into Chol Moed in 1 day. But we'll wait. It'll be ready for you when you come out. Have a great Sukkot. Enjoy it and share it.